माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना वनचारी यमुना वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल. So Hare Krishna, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter number 8 and shloka number 44. I will share my screen, and in the same time I request any one devotee to be my co-host also. I hope my screen is visible. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.44. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayam Mudhirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी. So Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.44. Before I begin, I want to take the blessings of all the Vaishnavas, and I also want to thank His Grace Mathrapati Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, such a wonderful topic early in the morning. So taking everybody's blessing, let us proceed. Any one devotee can be my chorus. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.44. Sutta Uvacha. Sutta Uvacha. Prathayetatam kalpadai. Prathayetatam kalpadai. Parinuta khilodayaha. Parinuta khilodayaha. Mandam jahas vaikuntho. Mandam jahas vaikuntho. Mohayanniv mayayaha. Mohayanna iva mayaya. Word by word meaning. Suta uvacha. Suta said, Prathaya, by Pratha, Kunti, Itham, this, Kalapadai, by chosen words, Parinuta, being worshipped, Akhila, universal, Udayaha, glories, Mandam, mildly, Jahasa, smiled, Vaikuntha, the Lord, Mohayan, captivating, Iva, like, Mayaya, his mystic power. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Suta Goswami said, the Lord, thus hearing the prayers of Kunti Devi composed in choice words. I'll repeat. Suta Goswami said, the Lord, thus hearing the prayers of Kunti Devi composed in choice words for his glorification, mildly smiled. That smile was as enchanting as his mystic power. Purport. Anything that is enchanting in the world is said to be a representation of the Lord. The conditioned souls who are engaged in trying to lord it over the material world are also enchanted by his mystic powers. but his devotees are enchanted in different ways by the glories of the Lord, and his merciful blessings are upon them. His energy is displayed in different ways as electrical energy works in manifold capacities. Srimati Kunti Devi has prayed to the Lord just to enunciate a fragment of his glories. All his devotees worship him in that way by chosen words, and therefore the Lord is known as Uttama Shloka. No amount of chosen words is sufficient to enumerate the Lord's glories, and yet he is satisfied by such prayers as the Father is satisfied even by the broken linguistic attempts of the growing child. The word Maya is used both in the sense of delusion and mercy. Herein, the word Maya is used in the sense of Lord's mercy upon Kunti Devi. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितम श हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता श्री राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीयतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम् Hare Krishna. So very interesting point coming up here is, can somebody tell me what is the very most interesting point you noticed in the purport or in the translation which is coming in this shloka, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.44? There's something very unique which has come, which we keep noticing in our day-to-day life also. All right. So I will, somebody says, Brajnath Prabhu says smile. Yes. So smile is the thing which is very unique. Thank you, Prabhuji, for mentioning that, Here it is mentioned that Lord is mildly, smiled. He's smiling very mildly, in a mild manner. And we see that the same smile, similar, Lord has smiled on different occasions, right? You must be thinking why Lord is smiling, and you can, maybe participate in the chat box. You can mention your answers. In this particular paragraph, we see that Lord is smiling. Okay, he is mildly smiling. And we know the context is that Lord is going back, and Kunti Devi is trying to stop. And for that, she is offering a lot of prayers in her, full of devotion, heart which is full of devotion. She is offering a lot of prayers. And she's also ready to invite troubles, saying that if you are here, if the troubles are here with us, then you are here with us. But if now the troubles have gone, you're leaving us. So she is ready to face the troubles. And such a wonderful devotee is praying the Lord to stay. And after so many prayers, in the previous shloka, we see that Kunti Maharani has summarized all the, very important points, which she prayed. And that is why we see Prabhupada is also writing the word Uttam Shloka, which means Lord, Lord is always to be glorified in the most, chosen words, and very, very, highly scholars, people also, if they glorify the Lord, that is not sufficient. And in the same time, we see in the end, it is mentioned like, parents are satisfied by the broken, language of the child. Even that satisfies the parent. In the same manner, the Lord gets satisfied, even though you do not know, you're not a very great scholar or what, but still the Lord is satisfied. But here we see the Lord is smiling. So there are many things, like if you see in Bhagavad Gita, when we were reading Bhagavad Gita second chapter, I think 2.10, it is mentioned that Lord is smiling. There's a shloka which says, Tamovacha Rishikesha Prahasyanva Bharataha Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. So it is mentioned that, Lord is smiling. When Arjuna spoke so much in chapter number 1, Lord was not speaking anything, he was just hearing. He kept hearing Arjuna is saying so many things, and he gives a lot of excuses not to fight the battle, not to fight the war of Kurukshetra. He was giving multiple reasonings, just because he wanted to avoid that war. But see, Lord was smiling. Lord kept smiling. And when Arjuna asked Krishna, he mentioned that shloka, I think 2.70, 2.07, I'm forgetting the first line. It says, in the end, it says, Shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapannam. When Arjuna is saying, I am, Karpanya dosho pahata subhava prachami tvam dharma sammode cheta. And then the next line is, what is that? Okay, yeah. So yeah, it ends with Shishyasteham Shadi Mam Tvam Prapanam. So Arjuna is saying, I've lost my composure. I'm not able to, decide. I've lost my thoughts. So at this point of time, my dear Lord, I'm surrendering onto you. And it is only then Krishna takes the charge, and he mentions a couple of shlokas. He says, there is a shloka, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, असोचयम् अन्वसोचस्थं प्रज्ञावादांश भाससे गतासुम गतासुम च नानुशोचन्ति panditah. So like that, Krishna starts speaking. But in the beginning, he smiled. So there are multiple things we can talk about, why Lord is smiling. And you can also remember, when we have plate washing seva, and when we see there are a lot of plates which are, when we see a Giri Govardhan being created out of these plates, so sometimes devotees look at each other and they smile. So that smile talks a lot. Sometimes the smile means that, okay, we have got so many plates to wash. And sometimes the smile means we are getting so much mercy of the Lord, which is coming in our way. So similarly, when we see that the plates are washed and it is all clean, the seva is done, then again the devotees see each other and smile. That time the smile means a different thing, that, we have completed our service successfully. So here Lord is smiling, and there can be different meaning which we can understand why the Lord is smiling. But it is very wonderful that the Lord is so happy, and this is the dream of all the devotees, that they always see Krishna is smiling. So Krishna is smiling because he is always happy. I'm sure you would have not seen Krishna in a very sad mood, that he is crying or something. He's always very happy. And if you go and see our altar in our temple, Shishi Gandharvika Giridhari, they're always smiling. They are always smiling. You go to Mayapur, and take darshan of Shri Radha Madhav and Ashtakhi, they're smiling. You see Mahaprabhu, he is also smiling. You go to any temple, you go to Pune, you go to Delhi, you go to any place across the world, the Lord is there smiling. You go to Vrindavan, Krishna Balram, they are smiling. So they are smiling because, the Lord is always happy. So he is always smiling. And another reason, of Lord smiling is that, when we go in front of the Lord and the kind of prayers we offer to the Lord, so the Lord is aware about us. He knows about our, previous lives. He knows about our current life, and he knows what is going on in your mind. And with all this, the kind of prayer we're offering to the Lord, hearing those prayers, sometimes the Lord smiles. He's smiling that that the kind of prayer you are making. Like, for example, there was a time when Gauranga Das Prabhuji, he was inspiring a devotee to take the classes. He said, preaching is very, very important seva. And when you preach, you become dear to the Lord. So when he was trying to preach a person, so that person said, Prabhuji, now I know only few shlokas. Let me learn some more shlokas, then I will start preaching. So Gaurang Das Prabhu says, okay, fine, you try after some time. And after a month, he will ask the same person, can you take up preaching, Bhagavad Gita shlokas? Now you have been attending for more than a month, more than a month or two. Now you should start preaching. Then this person says, no, 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 now it is too early. I need some more time. So after 3-4 months also, when Gaurangadas Prabhu approaches this person, because he was good and good at, he was scholarly. So he says, why don't you start preaching? It is very good that you are coming for so many days. So you should start preach. And we also hear that from our senior Vaishnavas, they always inspire us to preach. When you preach, you become dear to Krishna. I remember Mathrapati Prabhuji had given me the preaching seva when I was only 3 months old in my Bhakti Riksha. So that was the mercy Prabhu had showered on me. So when Gaurangadas Prabhu finally asked this person that, are you going to preach at all? So this person says, Gaurangadas Prabhuji, I am learning some shlokas. Let me learn the shlokas, then I'll preach. So Gaurangadas Prabhu will ask this person, how many shlokas do you want to learn? So this person says, I want to learn 700 shlokas, only then I can start preaching. So he realized, Gaurangadas Prabhu says, then you can never preach. Just imagine remembering 700 shlokas. 700 shlokas are not required for you to preach. So when we make such kind of prayers to the Lord, suppose somebody goes to the Lord and says, my dear Lord, I want to learn 700 shlokas so that I can preach. So the Lord will only smile. He will smile thinking that the plans which you're making are very stupid, and better you listen to your senior Vaishnava and follow the instructions. So Lord might be smiling to us because of that. And then when we see further, there are various reasons, other reasons why Lord can smile on us. Suppose when we were going for the Deep Dan programs many times, we were trying to please the Lord, please the Guru and senior Vaishnavas. So when we were going to plan, like my one team, they went to Isha Foundation, and they wanted to do a big Deep Dan program, because there are thousands and thousands of people who come there. So the idea was good, devotees planned well, but unfortunately when they went there, they were not allowed to even set up the table inside the campus also, and outside the campus also. They were threatened that you cannot put a table here, very strictly. So because of that, the devotees could not do the deep dan, and they were very, very morose, thinking that, Are, we came so far and we wanted to deep dan, and we came to a place where there are so many people, but you see, we are not able to do deep dan. But suddenly it triggered to one of those devotees that, we are in a place where there is a very beautiful temple of the Lord Vishnu, which is there. And that temple is, Chikbellapura temple of the Lord, where the Lord is in the sleeping form, and he's so beautiful, smiling.
Rangasthala.
Rangasthala, thank you, Prabhuji. So Rangasthala, so those devotees, they planned their yatra, they went to Rangasthala instead of, because they were not able to do Deepdan. And when they went to Rangasthala, they got such nice welcome in the temple, and the priests were so happy, and they were explaining about the Lord, they were talking about the festivals, and they were talking about, the form of the Lord. So that filled the heart of those devotees with full of joy. And see, the Lord was smiling, he was lying on his bed, and he was smiling. Of course his bed was a different bed, not our kind of bed. And that bed we cannot imagine, but yes, he was smiling. So the point is that Lord is smiling for various reasons, like he's always happy, he's smiling, and he knows that our plans are stupid, but still he is smiling and giving his blessings to us. He is also smiling to the devotees who do a lot of efforts to please the Guru and Gauranga. So that smile is a smile of gratitude, which is coming from the Lord. And sometimes, he will smile by communicating to us. See, I told you, na, this is not going to happen, but you didn't listen to me. Now you have come back, and see, you're smiling. So, say for example, I'll say in my house, all my three kids. So when we talk to them, so sometimes my eldest one will say, no, no, I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to marry anyone. I'm going to be a sannyasi, brahmachari, things like that, he will say. So the second one will come, and he will also follow. He will say the same thing. No, no, I am also going to be a brahmachari only. I will not get married. And the third one, who doesn't know the meaning of marriage, also he will also come. He will say, because these two are not getting married, I will also not marry anybody. And I'm also going to be a brahmachari. So when we hear these conversation from them, we just smile, and we just laugh, because they do not know the meaning of it. But yes, they are, somehow they are trying to say that, okay, this is what we are going to do. So we know that this is possible or may not be possible, but the kids do not know. So in the same manner, when we offer prayer to the Lord knows that, okay, you are trying to make your prayers, but I'm telling you this is not going to happen, or this is going to happen, or whatever it is. But he is smiling and giving his blessing. So if you go to the temple next time and you see the deities, remember there are multiple reasons why Lord is smiling, and you have to choose your reason. You have to understand, are you making the right prayers? Are you, trying to satisfy the Lord, or you're making a prayer to satisfy yourself? Check your prayer, and then you see the Lord will, how Lord nicely reciprocates with you. So there were a lot of points I heard from Vraj Bihari Prabhu's class about, this particular shloka, why the Lord was smiling. So I thought I'll just, mention a couple of points here. So let us proceed further. Prabhupada is saying anything that is enchanting in the world is said to be a representation of the Lord. Like we read, chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita. So there are a lot of things Lord is saying. I am in the animals, I'm equivalent to the lion, and in the trees, I'm equivalent to the banyan tree, the biggest of the trees. So everything, if you see, the best of the best thing belongs to Lord. He says, I am these things represent me. I'm the representative of these things, which are the best and the best. And that is why here it is said, anything which is enchanting in this world is nothing but the representation of the Lord. We see many people talk about the nature being so beautiful. If you, if you have Instagram profile or YouTube, you see there are several videos which talk about the beauty of the nature. And the funny thing is that, of late I saw some videos wherein the places, which are tourist places, they were highly flooded. People were not getting place to to reach there also. It was fully crowded. There were big, long queues, because on the long weekend, people wanted to go roam in the nature, enjoy the nature by seeing those reels, which is saying the nature is so beautiful, so enchanting. So they all go, and it is all crowded. They are not able to enjoy, because they go out of the crowd in the nature to enjoy, but in the nature, everything has become crowded. There were so many reels. I'm sure you would have also noticed in the, New Year time, people were going out. So I was telling my family, let the people go out. We will stay here close to the temple, and we will enjoy in Bangalore. That is the best thing. So people go to different places, but they forget this nature is created by the Lord. They want to enjoy the nature. They want to be free, saying that, I want to be in the nature, and I want to enjoy. But see, they cannot enjoy until unless they understand the fact that this nature is created by the Lord, and it is functioning under the direction of the Lord. When they understand this fact, then they can probably enjoy, because one shloka in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, it says, Krishna is saying, Maya Dhikshena Prakriti Suete Sa Characharam. This entire, material, this Prakriti is working under my guidance, under my directions. And then when you connect with Krishna, when you try to understand something with what it is, then you can enjoy. And Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad Gita 5, chapter number 5, shloka number 29, he says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Lok Maheshwaram. He's saying, I am the Bhokta of everything. So if you want to enjoy, you add me in your life, then you can enjoy. Otherwise, whatever you do, you can never enjoy. So see, that is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying that. And that is, it's not that, some people say, oh, Krishna is very proud. He says, I am the best, I am this, I am that. So what is wrong in saying that? Suppose you have a house, so you will say it is my house, right? When you say it is my house, you're not proud. You're only talking about the facts, correct? But Krishna is also so merciful. See, these people, they do not understand. Krishna takes up so many services for the devotees, right? Krishna becomes the chariot driver of Arjuna. And chariot driver, is not the ordinary driver. I was listening to Nitai Sevni Mataji's class. She was saying nowadays drivers are very comfortable, in a very comfortable position. They are sitting in the same car where the owner is there. They also enjoy the same air conditioner facilities. They also enjoy all the features of the car, because they are sitting inside the car and they're driving. But when Krishna was driving the chariot of Arjuna, so that point of time, it was not a very comfortable position for Krishna, because Arjuna had to touch Krishna, through his feet. If he had to turn right, Arjuna has to, tap on Krishna's shoulder by his feet, that, you turn right or you turn left. And Krishna was taking the kickings of Arjuna. That was the service Krishna was doing. So Lord is so merciful, but some stupid people, they do not understand everything, and they just, talk out of context something like Krishna is very proud. Why not Krishna be proud? We are also proud of being Krishna conscious devotees, because it is all Krishna's creation. And remember, we are not saying this, out of just because I want to say. No, no, no. We are not saying this. We are talking as per the scriptures. Recently, we had posted more than 17 references from different scriptures, which prove that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There should not be any doubt in our mind. And Guru Maharaj says that, the all the devatas, they are all the devotees of the Lord. So there is no harm. You go to their temple and pray to them that, please, engage me more in the service of the Lord. So even the devatas, they become very happy that out of 100,000 people who come to me asking so many boons, there is one person who is coming to me, who is asking me to give me the boon so that they can serve the Lord. So they become very happy, and they will bless you with so much of, so much of bhakti, that, okay, yes, you are asking me the devotion of the Lord, I'll give you. You go to Lord Shiva, you ask that, oh Lord Shiva, you are the great devotee of the Lord. Please shower some mercy on me also, so that, I can also start serving the Lord like you serve the Lord all the time. So these are the ways, we can understand who Krishna is, and how we can understand that Krishna, everything which is enchanting in the world, is nothing but the representation of the Lord. Then Prabhupada is further saying the conditioned souls who are engaged in trying to lord it over the material world are also enchanted by his mystic powers, but his devotees are enchanted in a different way by the glories of the Lord, and his merciful blessings are upon them. See, what does the devotee want? You all are serving. Yesterday, all the devotees came to temple, and we cooked a nice, Ekadashi feast. And I saw everybody was very happy. People who were devotees who were cutting the vegetables, they were happy. Devotees who were inside the kitchen, they were very happy. And bhoga offering, it was very happy moment. Everything was so happy. So what do you get when you come for services? We joined the meeting. Everybody was happy. Then we bid farewell to everybody. Everybody was happy, we were so blissful. So why were we so blissful? What does we want? A devotee only wants, the happiness of the other devotees, and he wants the happiness of the Lord. This is the only, thing a devotee is asking. A devotee is not asking other opulences. He's asking that, my dear Lord, just ensure I do not forget you, because you can never forget me, but it's only my problem that I keep forgetting you. So this is the boon they ask, that I should not be forgetting you. So this is what is the ask of a devotee, and that is why they're always blissful. Then further Prabhupada is saying, Srimati Kunti Devi has prayed to the Lord just to enunciate a fragment of his glories. All his devotees worship him in that way by chosen words, and therefore the Lord is known as Uttam Shloka. And then further it is mentioned, no amount of chosen word is sufficient to enumerate the Lord's glories, and yet he is satisfied by such prayers, as the Father is satisfied even by the broken linguistic attempts of the growing child. So this is important, that you if you want to please the Lord, you may not be a very great singer, you may not be a very renowned musician, and think that, okay, I'm going to satisfy the Lord. You may not be working in a very, very high profile job, and think that, okay, if I'm working in a very high sophisticated job, then I can satisfy the Lord. You can satisfy the Lord wherever you are, in whatever position you are, and whatever circumstances you have. See, just imagine, you can satisfy the Lord, means you are, just imagine if I tell you there is a way you can be very, very dear to Narendra Modi, who is the Prime Minister of country. So you will know, yeah, yeah, tell me. You will ask me, tell me the way, because I want to satisfy Narendra Modi. Because if the Prime Minister is satisfied, all my needs will be taken care. I'll be the person who will be in media. I'll be the person who will be very famous. I'll be the person who will be respected all the time, because Prime Minister of the country is somebody who is satisfied with my efforts. Just imagine, if the Lord is satisfied with your effort, what is the situation? What beautiful situation it is going to be when the Lord is satisfied. And to satisfy the Lord, it is not very difficult. It's very easy. It is said, whichever position you are, whatever position you are, if you are engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, and avoid those 6 type of offenses which are there, probably in the next class or something, we'll cover those offenses. If you avoid those, you are able to satisfy the Lord, and you are going to get everything what is required for you. When we chant our rounds with full attention, with full focus, then we are satisfying the Lord. When we care for other devotees, when we respect the other devotees, when we do not hate them in our heart also, then we are satisfying the Lord. When you are following 4 regulative principles with full focus and attention, and not compromising on anything, then we are satisfying the Lord. When we are satisfying the Guru. When you are following the instructions of Guru, then you are satisfying the Lord. When we do all those things, when we are reading Shastras, you are satisfying the Lord. So all these things are not difficult, right? Chanting is not difficult. And it doesn't cost you money. Nobody will ask you that you pay $100 only, then you can chant. It is free of cost, free of cost, and you can satisfy the Lord. And then following for regulatory principles. So it is not regulative principles. It is these are the principles of freedom. They give you a lot of freedom. Just imagine people who are in intoxication. They are not free. They are always bound by their desire. They have to spend money. They have to drink. They have to go buy the drinks. If the drinks are not available, they are very, very disturbed. But say a devotee has no problem, whether the whiskey or brandy is available or not. A devotee doesn't care. In Corona COVID time, these drinks were stopped. So the devotees had no trouble. But other people, they had a very big queue when this was opened. So so devotee has no problem. These are the principles of freedom. In the same manner, all other principles also you can meditate. A devotee has got no problem, and they are free, and you will also satisfy the Lord. So in the same manner, there are different things. But the problem is sometimes we want to do good, but we are not able to do good. Even Arjuna was asking this, I don't want to do this, but again, sometimes why is that, we are carried away? Like the Prabhupada gives the example, like a cloud is carried away by the winds. So even we are carried away by these desires. So I will end with this last analogy. So Nitai Sevni Mataji was, mentioning in her lectures that Radhana Swami Maharaj, when he was talking to Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj had got cancer and he was, in his last few days. So that point of time, when they were having a discussion, so somebody has asked this question, why is that, we have this desire? So that point of time, Maharaj gives a very nice analogy. He gives the explanation. The question was, why is that we do, certain things which we are not supposed to do? Why do we get carried away? So Maharaj gives very nice analogy. He explains by this example. He asked this question to the devotees that if there are two dogs who are fighting with each other, which dog is going to win? So devotees thought, "Arey, I don't know how is that this question relevant, but we are not sure which dog is going to win." So that point of time, Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj will explain the dog who is more nourished, the dog who is more powerful is going to win. Simple as that. And the dog who is weak is going to lose. And then he explains that in our heart, in our mind also, there are two types of dogs. One is asking us to do all dirty things, notorious things, stupid things. The dog will say, don't go to the temple, don't hear Bhagavatam, don't read the scriptures, ensure that your material position is very strong. And he will say that, why do you follow regulatory principles? Why do you eat only prasadam? Enjoy. See, there are so many cafes. If you see Bangalore, wherever your place is, you go to Zomato or Swiggy, there are hundreds and thousands of establishments are there. Go enjoy. So this is told by this dog who is bad dog. And there's a good dog also who is telling us, no, 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 don't do this. If you follow this bad dog, everything will be ruined. You will be suffering. You will disturb your guru. You will also be not satisfied. Everything will be wrong. Everything will be difficult for you. But then see, because we are feeding the bad dog wins over. How are we feeding the bad dog? Because we don't go to the temple. We don't take the association of the Vaishnavas. We don't read the scriptures. So, and instead we are watching movies on the OTT platform. We are talking all nonsense with our friends. We are taking a lot of satsang. We are going to all mundane trips, this, that, and all. So when we are doing this, when we are doing all these things, the bad dog is getting nourished. He is very powerful. He is powerful than Rottweiler and Doberman. He is very powerful. And our good dog, poor dog, is like very poor, not fed. So when these two dogs fight easily, the good one gets defeated, and we think, okay, fine, there is no point chanting, there is no point following regulatory principles. Let's enjoy. But on the other hand, when we read the scriptures, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam class, when we chant the 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when we take the association of the senior Vaishnavas, when we ask them, Prabhuji, Mataji, I want to grow in my Krishna consciousness, what should I do? Like yesterday, one devotee was asking me, a devotee couple, they were asking me, we want to grow in our sadhana. What should we do? See, it feels so nice, somebody comes and asks you this question that I want to take up Krishna consciousness. I want to grow in Krishna consciousness. It feels so nice. So when you ask such kind of questions, the good dog becomes very powerful. It becomes very powerful. And this bad dog becomes so weak. So that point of time, it becomes very easy for us to take the right decisions. So that analogy was given by Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, and I found it very relevant. And I thought I'll share with you all also, so that we start feeding the good dog, and the bad dog, it's better you don't give anything to the bad dog, because if the bad dog becomes powerful, then you will not be able to make the right decisions. When Krishna will present the choice, you choose Krishna or you choose Maya, you are only going to choose Maya if the bad dog is fed. But if your good dog is fed, you are always going to choose Krishna. We get this choice every day, every moment, every seconds. This is how we need to ensure that we choose the right decision. We feed the right dog, and then we become very happy in taking the right decisions. And when you do these things, when you, like I said, you follow four regulative principles, you chant 16 rounds, you read the scriptures, you eat only prasadam, you follow the instructions of your guru, you do not create any offense to the Vaishnavas, then Krishna is going to smile on you, like Krishna is smiling on Mother Kunti now. So if you want Krishna to smile on you, you follow these things and you see the real smile. You can see any picture which is there in your room, in your hall, in your altar. You can see Krishna is actually looking at you and he's smiling. And remember, Krishna is not a photograph. Krishna is not a, you know, statue or something. Krishna is actually present. He is watching you, he's listening you, and he's thinking about you. So this way you can please the Lord and you can always be happy. So with these prayers, that everybody, whoever is participating in this japa session and following Krishna conscious, conscious Krishna conscious very sincerely, you all be happy, and let Krishna smile on you with more mercy and with more love and care. So with this, I would give a pause to my class here. If I have committed any mistakes, I seek the forgiveness. Please forgive me. And if you have any questions, you can come on video, or you can unmute yourself and ask any questions. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patita Pavan Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.